Good afternoon. I am Andrea Chisholm with the Midday News. Special welcome if you're watching on onespotmedia.com. A reminder as well that you can download our One Spot Media app in the Google Play Store or the App Store. That's the number 1 followed by the words Spot and Media. Prime Minister Andrew Holness is leading a tour of some flood-affected communities to get a first-hand view of the damage caused by the heavy rain. Mr. Holness, along with representatives, are touring St. Catherine and will later tour Clarendon and St. Anne. The island has been experiencing heavy rainfall over the last few days, which has severely impacted several parishes. Critical infrastructure have been damaged. The National Meteorological Service says showers will continue until Thursday. And TVJ News spoke with duty forecaster at the National Meteorological Service, Lawrence Brown, to get details of the weather condition across the island. Apologize for the absence of that clip. And residents in Cave Valley, St. Anne are picking up the pieces this afternoon after heavy rains battered the community. Our reporter Shamela Mitchell is in St. Anne and filed this report. We're experiencing a few technical difficulties. We do apologize. We're going to take a break and be right back.
Yeah, who feels like I did, never the cool kid.
This song's for anybody
who fought their way through, always remain true.
This song's for anybody,
the ones who trying to get it, the ones who dreaming and live it.
This song's for anybody.
The song, the song, the song, the song, the song, the song. I swear I do. And I ain't sorry about it.
You can't take me unnoticed. You don't deserve me. In my best.
Gotta keep it going, gotta keep my head up, gotta keep it going, gotta keep my head up, I gotta keep it going, gotta keep my head up, cause life is about
It's a hard-hitting episode on the Ray Nephew Contender, brought to you in association with Ting and Fly Jamaica Airways. Canada's undefeated boxer Lerone Jet White will be taking on Jamaica's 4th-ranked boxer Devin Concrete Moncrief. Brace yourselves for this banger Wednesday, May 17th at 9:30 p.m. on TVJ, or join the live excitement at the Chinese Benevolent Association. Gates open at 7 p.m. You won't want to miss this matchup on the Ray Nephew Contender. Must be 18 years and older to drink. Please drink responsibly.
Like you one day, out in the streets, they call it murder. When Ferrari step on the stage,
Mi abulboka, topi con kala. Mi abulboka, topi con kala.
Stay and shape, you are my kind of girl. Can you stay in my room for the night, yeah, me girl? Girl, do you stay?
me bone them. I war them want so me done them. Me lyrically bad so me gung them. What me do? Done them, done them, done them. One board, two brick, three back.
Everything a magnum, me a left out red. Dead them I go dead. Lyrically them a dead. Dead them I go dead like the one taller than the one Bubba Trade.
Me no afraid of people, no sir. Me will send you somewhere gonna ja. So I get a love from a farm, me now we go closer in a them.
And thank you so much for staying with us. Now, as you know, the island has been experiencing heavy rainfall over the last few days. We're now going to get the very latest from duty forecaster at the Meteorological Service, Lawrence Brown.
The system that has been affecting us will continue to generate unstable weather conditions, which will result in showers, which most partial experience showers, but mainly over the eastern portion of the island. The area of instability will remain also until Thursday and possibly even after Thursday. And so while the bulk of the activity has passed, the island is still not out of the woods as far as showers is concerned. We could have showers on Thursday and possibly after that.
And residents in Cave Valley St. Anne are picking up the pieces this afternoon after heavy rains battered that community. Our reporter Shamela Mitchell is in St. Anne and filed this report.
This is a section of the Cave Valley main road that is still impassable since the recent heavy rains on Monday night. Persons are still marooned. We have a resident here, Miss June. Can you just explain to us what took place on Monday evening when the rain started?
I couldn't get to move out anything. And everything, right now, everything under water, everything in the house. I lost everything. Nothing do not see it. I need some help. But I don't have no bed, nothing at all to live in my house. Everything damaged, mash up complete. TV mash up, fridge mash up, just a whatnot. At least we have 5 beds and mattress and everything gone. And the children, them books and everything, so they are homeless.
Businesses too in Cave Valley have been affected. We have Miss Veronica here, who is a store operator for Raquel's Variety Store. Miss Veronica, tell us, how have you been affected by the recent rains?
Monday night, the whole Cave Valley flood out. We did not prepare for it, but it already happened. And thank God we didn't lose no life. Only the business in Cave Valley, all the operators in Cave Valley, they lost a lot. My business, I estimate it at 500,000.
They're going to need immediate help. Farmers are going to need some seeds, fertilizer to get them back in business. And there are people whose houses are damaged and they will need repairs.
Now it's a wait and see for the residents here, as they're hoping the water would recede so they can have smooth passage. Shamela Mitchell for TVJ News.
And teams from the National Works Agency NWA are continuing efforts to clear blocked roads and drains. NWA Communications Manager Stephen Shaw gives an update.
A number of factors to include inundation, scoured surfaces, the landslides. In St. Thomas, we have some 8 corridors, and also in St. Catherine. Clarendon, we have 3 corridors that remained impassable up to yesterday evening. We have 1 in St. Elizabeth, and we have another 2 in St. Mary. All of these areas we intend to give some fulsome attention to try and regain access where we can, because some of the areas have been flooded and there's little we can do but await the floodwaters to recede.
And Mr. Shaw also gave details on the difficulties being experienced by the Works Agency.
In one instance in St. Mary, the issue is that the Duddington Bridge along the road from Top Derry to Montreal, the approach has been washed out and will require some serious work before we can have access regained.
And the Bogwalk Gorge in St. Catherine remains closed. Water from the Rio Cobre, which was inundated sections of the area, has receded. The National Works Agency teams are moving to clear debris from the road. And a firefighter had to rescue a man from a motor vehicle on Hargreaves Avenue in Mandeville, Manchester yesterday. The heavy downpour flooded several roads in the town, leaving motorists and pedestrians stranded. Flooding was reported on the Carteret Road adjacent to the Bel-Air High School and the sections of Williams Field. On Ward Avenue, residents say water entered the Bramley House structure, but it was not damaged. The water has since receded and businesses have resumed operations. The councillor for the Chapelton Division in Clarendon says he's concerned about the level of assistance being given to areas severely affected by the heavy rains. He said areas like Trout Hall have been cut off.
Immediately we have to get some food to them, probably food and medication. That's an immediate need. And then of course we have to clear all the blockages so that we have a free flow of traffic again in these areas.
In the meantime, while eastern and central parishes were mostly affected by the flood rains, there was dislocation in Westmoreland. The hardest hit location was the area surrounding the 3 Mile River. The river overflowed its bank onto the road. The extraordinary rain event also forced the closure of the Godfrey Stewart High School as well as the Cokeview and Petersfield primary schools. Member of Parliament for Central Westmoreland, Dwayne Vaz, sums up the situation.
There are some areas where we have some drains that need serious attention. For example, in the 3 Miles River area in Bath, in Strathbogie, there are areas that were flooded because of drains that needed some more attention. The fact of the matter is we got some money through NWA last week, and we had engaged the NWA, and they had already had a list of critical drains that they had on the agenda to be cleaned. So some of them actually started early this week, but the majority of them would not have started as yet. But as I said, the resources were made available.
Mr. Vaz is also calling on the government for additional resources to deal with the problem. He said the money provided recently is inadequate to clear drains ahead of the hurricane season.
If the rains continue, it will get more critical, it will get more serious, and we can't afford for that to happen to our residents now. Because if we continue in this way, we'll have to look into opening the shelters now, for people can move out of these communities, because a lot of persons in some areas are actually marooned in their own community, but are just waiting for the water to run off.
Teams from the Jamaica Public Service Company, JPS, are trying to restore electricity to over 17,000 customers who were still without service following the heavy rains. The communities affected by power outages are in Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine, Clarendon, St. Mary, St. Anne, and St. James. JPS Corporate Communications Officer Audrey Williams says restoration work has been hampered by flooding and landslides, which have caused some roads to be impassable.
Also, if there are instances of continued rainfall, we can't put the crews out there given the nature of electricity. And of course, you have land slippages and so on, because then that takes the poles and the infrastructure with it. So you have another set of issues there to correct. So there are some customers who will be waiting a little longer. In particular, Clarendon is a particularly challenging area for us right now because of the access issues that I alluded to earlier. But we want our customers to know that we are doing everything that we can to get them in as quickly and as safely as possible.
And it could take days before National Water Commission NWC systems are fully restored. NWC Corporate Communication Manager Charles Buchanan said more than 100 systems have been disrupted.
That represents somewhere in the region of 30% of our systems, and those are out for a variety of reasons, including extremely high turbidity, blocked intakes, power supply problems, and electrical problems at the location, as well as dislocated mains and lack of access to particular critical parts of the infrastructure.
In other news, the St. Anne Police are using a different approach to crime fighting. The Area 2 Police began a community intervention program recently with a walk through the Crocodile City community. It's an area that has been plagued with violence in recent times. Head of Area 2, Assistant Commissioner of Police Fitzbailey, spoke with our news team.
We thought it prudent as a part of our community initiative to come and engage the citizen. It is important for us to have an idea of the community itself and what is happening. And this walk is more like a familiarization and to allow the community to see a different side of the police.
He added that the police will be increasing their presence in communities across the parish in coming weeks. And it's that time again where we look at what's coming up in this evening's health report.
In the next edition of the health report, we'll look at kidney transplant.
Dialysis internationally is known that dialysis costs more than transplantation because you're always using solutions, machinery, equipment, etc. On a perpetual basis. As long as the patient's alive, you're going to keep going with it. With transplantation, you have front-loaded costs for an operation, and then the rest of the cost typically just simple tests and the medication, which is much less, typically a third to a seventh of the cost of dialysis.
That's the health report this evening in Primetime News. And now for today's healthy living tip. Here are a few things to do after a kidney transplant to avoid infections. Stay hydrated. Don't eat raw or undercooked foods. Focus on protein. Avoid grapefruit and grapefruit juice. Avoid certain vitamins and herbal supplements.
And that's the Midday News. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Join us at 7 for Primetime News. On behalf of the News Sports and Production teams, good afternoon.